You're such an asshole.
AssholeConsulting.com. We have a untraditional, non-traditional request, but there's going to be some value for it because he paid me, so there's value in that. But there is a lesson. It again exposes the light to where the real risk in the country lays. It's not the right. It's not the right. But let me explain. The guy's name is Amor Armour, or Armor Armour, A-M-O-R, and then his last name is A-R Armour, but the way the British spell it, Armour. And he did this video, so I'll just read his request. Hi, would you be interested in doing a video about my controversial project? It's upset many feminists and cucks locally in Los Angeles to the point of physical violence and death threats being made against me. I was about to say, well, why don't you carry a gun? I'm like, oh, California. And I said, okay, sure, send over. So he did this video called Fish Taco, a music video, and then he did also a kind of like an introductory video. And I'll put the link down below, but it's crass, and it's about something smelling like a fish taco and how he doesn't want to have anything to do with that. Now, you could say, yes, it's poor taste. You could criticize. He sent me a link to Turd Flinging Monkey, and he criticized the technical filming aspects of it. That I didn't, as you can see, my filming technology is very high end, of course. But it's neither here nor there. This isn't what matters. It doesn't matter, whether you like it or not, whether it's good taste, whether it's off color. The point is that Amor Armour has the right to do this. Very simple. Like such a simple concept of the freedom of speech or the freedom of expression that even baby boomers high on pot listening to the Doors back in 1968, 1967, even they understood it. All right? The concept of letting people have the freedom of speech, even if you disagree, even if it's not tasteful, even if you find it, that is paramount to everything else. And you got real problems and issues. If you got problems and issues, you may have reservations. But if you have problems and issues over what people say or do or put together or develop to the point that you get death threats and you get stalked, and he's not kidding. So I say, well, give me a... So he has pictures here. Someone else is taking the pictures of him getting out of his car, and then the person who texted it to him, I think anonymously, says, "You are a disgrace to all men and women. Times are changing, bro, and you better be on the right side of history. Your little video you think is going to make you some big star, just put a mark on your head. I let you off easy last week. Next time I see you, I'm going to break that smug little smile you have in your face instead of just the tail light. You better change your ways now or else we will ruin you." So they broke his tail light. I think they threatened his family here. "We know where you live, all three places, and even where your family lives. You are not safe. Take the video down now." And then, okay, there's a couple other links. Then he emailed another thing. I'm like, hey, dude, you gotta go talk to the cops and show them this. He says, "I've informed about the situation. Wait. You speaking on the leftists and these people would be great since most people I've informed about the situation aren't taking me seriously. Most men, even officers I tell about this right office, I should be happy that women are chasing after me and females tell me these girls just love me, which is insane considering I don't hate and never have. I do hook up with a lot of women here. I never lie to them about wanting a relationship. This goes deep. I have girls I specifically told stop following me and they said no. It's stressful because many of these girls use their friends to fish for information and harass me. By the way, I live in Los Angeles, so yeah, you can't." And then I think he even had there was a video of a gal like confronting him, hitting him. I just want to give all the information he's provided. "I will be," this is why I say, dude, you gotta be careful. Tell the cops, he says, "I will be, especially after I had to recently force an officer to watch a video where a woman clearly says she'll make a false rape report against me and then vandalize my car and videotaped herself doing it." All right. So hopefully you got these people's names. And we're not here to talk about necessarily the video Fish Taco, of which anybody can go ahead and watch it down below. This is, more importantly, we're going to use this as a vehicle to expose the left. Now, this is not all Democrats. I know there's many Democrats who are disgusted with their more radical fringes, the social justice warriors, and maybe the millennial groups. But we gotta, for the sake of the country, for the sake of freedom in the free world, this has to be exposed. These are enemies of the freedom of speech. And right now, it predominantly comes from the left. Now, I know there's probably some crazy right-wing wackos out there, but not to the volume numbers, let alone, not in terms of volume of the number of people, but also the loudness, which I know leftists and feminists tend to be, like, really loud, which may seem like there's more of them. But the biggest threat right now is coming from the left. So, first thing, it is not the right who is anti-free speech, and oh my God, they're fighting against our rights and human rights. It's the biggest canard, the biggest lie, that your rights are being violated by people on the right, all right? Or that there's a cross over at some cemetery that's over 100 years old for World War I vets. You know, that's not a threat to your freedom of speech, all right? But getting death threats, having your car busted up, having people stalk you, having people assault you, and then, you know, the cops say, what's wrong? That's dangerous. That is dangerous, and it's coming from the left, right? 2, again, this is not all the leftists. I know there's a lot of you who are good, honest leftists who are just completely misled and ignorant and naive. But it shows you that these people on the left have no morality. Right? They are resorting to violence, fake rape accusations, assault, intimidation, stalking, threatening your family, doxing, which is a lesser of the things, and then bashing up your car, punching out taillights. You know, who does that? Well, you know who does that? Evil people. Forget left or right, forget politics. That's evil. You may not like what the guy says, but that doesn't give you the right to go threaten his family and his life, let alone do property damage with it, which is the least of that. That's the least of his problems right there. All right? And the third thing, and this is really, if we're ever going to solve it, we got to find out the genesis or the origin, what's causing this. And this is why it's predominantly on the left and not so much on the right. This really shows you that this radical, viral, cancerous SJW fringe of the left, these people have a mental disorder. They really do. And the reason why is they have nothing else going on in their lives. They really have nothing else. Right? This is, you know, most people, okay, let's say fish taco. I didn't like it too much, you know, but, or some left-wing idiot comes out, we got to kill all white males, or white males are this, or privilege and all that. Yeah, I'm a little bit insulted, but it never dawned on me to go and hunt that person down and threaten them, or bash their taillights in, or threaten their family. It's insult, but yeah, go ahead, do it. Be an idiot on the internet. Go ahead. And the reason why you're not seeing rioters going and hunting and stalking, and you see doxing predominantly happening on the left, is because these guys have nothing else in their lives going on. And when you have nothing, you have no core, which is universal across these social justice warrior crusaderist leftists. They have nothing else going on. They got to fill that with something. And that something is the religion of the left, leftist politics. And it's got to be sexy. We're crusading, we're fighting this man, we're fighting the sister. This goes all the way back to, like, I'd say the baby boomers. Like, we're fighting the Vietnam War, man. It's like, no, you just want to do dope and get laid with that chick who's, like, got the hippie shit going on. Actually, when hipsters and leftist chicks were kind of hot. That's really what it is. Fuck it if, you know, the Vietnamese don't have freedom. It doesn't really matter. You need to feel good about yourself, right, Tony Blair? And now it's just turned up to 11. Where, oh, we're fighting for the global warming, the feminism, the Me Too's, although Hollywood is rapidly proving that not to be just a bunch of gals complaining. That's, it's like, whoa. But pick whatever cause du jour at that moment the left happens to have, and that is not only what they're championing, that's their value. That's their entire value. It's so clear to me. They don't major in anything hard. They have no intentions of working real jobs. They don't want to work anything. And here's the other thing. It's not like they don't want to work. They want to do something sexy and be heroes, which is why you see a ton of these liberal arts majors then go on to lawyers, and we're going to fight for social justice. We're going to raise this awareness, and they all join nonprofits. Like they want to avoid work. They want to avoid hard, real work, meaningful work, contributing things, giving themselves value by contributing value to society, doing something of worth for the rest of society. They don't want to do that. That's too hard. But they also need the ego to make it feel like they're doing something. So you have all this make work, nonprofit, academia, government bullshit with, of course, a moral cause. The Sierra Club, we're saving the whales, we're going to stop that bridge. And then if you pick on them, no matter what, in this particular case, Fish Taco picks on well, it doesn't even pick on feminism. It is now it's becoming a damning testament against feminism, now that feminists, but it triggered feminists. Here's a goofy, stupid video about smelly hoo-ha, and it's gotten at least one gal, we don't know how many there are, but at least one, so pissed off. It is insulted her religion, and thus the only thing that she has in life, and thus her value. And she's got to stop it. She's got to squash the patriarchy. That she's going to resort to becoming a criminal and potentially a murderer. She is a criminal, or could be a guy. You never know, these white knight guys. But I'm thinking it's a, well, no, that's right. The woman did attack him. So there's more than just that one. These people have resorted to becoming criminals. They are criminals. They haven't gotten busted yet. They haven't been convicted yet. But they are committing crimes. Worse, they don't give a shit. This is totally the ends justify the means. They don't view you as like a fellow human being with sentience and the right to live and respect your human rights and your freedom of speech. They want you dead. They want you shut up, and they want you punished. Right? And this Fish Taco video has illuminated that. And I'd love to see it down below. As an effort for intellectual honesty. I would like to see a similar case where right-wingers have gone in and threatened someone who did a video of poor taste. Not criticize. You say, well, that's a but actually gone and started threatening people, doxing people, stuff like that. I guess doxing is legal, but, you know, stalking and threatening and property damage is not legal. I want to see where a right-winger has become a criminal. Committed a crime because they didn't like what somebody said or painted a picture or whatever else. That is, and I'm sure in the 320 million Americans, there's got to be one, I'd imagine, or two. But again, my argument is that this is way more common on the left. And that's what provides the leftist cover. Like, we're leftists, we're all for free. Just because they say they're for human rights, that doesn't mean shit. And besides, leftist says, you know, always change the words. Human rights don't mean human rights. It means give me free fucking shit. I'm entitled to your money. That's really what... You're going to take away our health care. Well, why should someone else pay for your health care? It's a human right. No, it's not. It's not a human right. Human rights are basically you're left the fuck alone and you have the freedom to do things. Right? Not you have the right to other people's money. So the words no longer mean a privilege. Racism no longer means anything. Sexism no longer means anything. It's just, you're stopping me from getting your shit for free. That's what it basically boils down to on the left. But to get back to the core, the kernel, the seed of what's happening here, these people are mental. They have nothing else going on with their lives except for this zealot-like religion of leftist causes. And it all stems from them being too lazy to go work up a real job and produce real value for society. They want to live off of society. They're too damn lazy. They're too damn afraid of doing real work. And if anyone dares, you know, take a little hammer, little one, to their little fragile Fabergé egg, ding, oh, they lose their shit. The true believers, the ones who are saved by the leftist gods, whoever that might be. In this particular case, some feminists, and then they go rampant. And so it's unfortunate that Amor Armour has to suffer this. But what we can do at least is highlight, say, look, what do you care? It's also childish. Like, what do you care what that person did? What? I mean, if that bothers, now here's another thing. Let's put a positive spin on it, silver lining. How miserable are these people where they get pissed off at something like Fish Taco? Like, how sad and nothing else is going on in your life that you wake up every day looking to be insulted and you find this and you go to the extent of, forget the committing of crime. Man, I got more important shit to do than to find some guy, find him more and more, track him down, take pictures of him, and then start threatening. I have way more important shit going on in my life, man. Way more. And apparently a lot of millennial leftists don't. Apparently this is the best use of their time. So you hear all these people getting offended, getting pissed off. The guy, he's a Seattle councilman. Was he former Black Panther? Maybe still is Black Panther. He's a black gentleman. I use that term loosely. And he got pissed off and wanted to ban pressure washers for sidewalks because it would remind people of getting hosed back in the civil rights riots and protests. It's like, wow, what is your life like that you wake up and you are so obsessed with being a victim that you look and say, hey, that's going to trigger people to think that they were water cannon back in the 68 riots. Like, what kind of life is that? And it's a sad one. It's a really sad one. So, and just be thankful you don't have, be thankful you got friends, be thankful you got a job, be thankful you're going to school for a real degree, be thankful you have hobbies, be thankful that when you wake up, you're not so programmed and filled with hate and envy and greed and ultimately maybe even a self-loathing deep down inside that your first thing you do is look how to be insulted and how you're being oppressed when you're not. And then when you got nothing else going on in your life that you go and commit crimes. That's like, you know. So I know for you and me, we were kind of upset that this gentleman, he can't do his video without getting death threats, or his family. But it does belie the true intentions of what I would say is an increasingly powerful component of the Democrats, of the left in general. Again, I'm sure labor union worker, good old worker Joe over at the GM plant, he is not like this and he votes Democrat. But a lot of you Democrats, we may disagree on politics, but I think we all agree that this fucking night, you people have the freedom of speech in this country. And you guys got to purge your little leftist wing there of these mental basket cases, these mentally ill people. You got to go get them. Because we'll try, but you got to make sure, my God, that does not become policy. Because then there's no freedom in the country. And I know you good, hard-working union Democrats, you think, well, they won't come after me. Although they will. They will. I don't know if you notice, if you happen to be a white male and a good old union Democrat, your party doesn't like you too much. So, all right, we'll see you kids later. Toodles.